an amazing event. It wasn't my event, but I went to it. It was called She's Standing on Business, and my sister in Christ, Spinny, she orchestrated this event where she had multiple different business owners in the room. She had apostles in the room, and it was God centered. It was women just loving on each other, just speaking about their experiences, just sharing their businesses, and then also sharing what God has done in their mind, in their heart, in their life. Like, those are the types of rooms I love to be in. What's up, Marley? Those are the types of rooms I love to be in. I'm so glad that I was invited into this arena. It's been a minute since I've been to a networking event. I used to go to networking events every month. Now I go every couple of months. And when you get so much manna to chew on, how could your cup ever run dry when you are surrounded with strong, ambitious women who stand on business? How can your cup run dry when people who are being spearheaded by God are speaking life into you? How could your cup ever run dry? It shouldn't. That's the answer. It shouldn't. Your cup should never run dry when you are around God-fearing women. When you are in a room full of people who fear God. When you are in a room full of people who love God. When you are in a room full of people who have testimonies, who stand on business on what God has done in their life, you should never feel like your cup is dry. And baby, there had to be, oh God, at least 40 women in there. I don't know how many women because I didn't count them. But I'm thinking it had to be at least 40 of us. Thank you so much for the gifts, Derek. I think it says Derek. Thank you. But oh my goodness, like I'm just so glad. I'm so happy that there are still people who have a reverence and respect for God, who put on events, because there are so many events that are worldly. There are so many events that have no Christ in them at all. I love being invited to events that are God-centered because my life is God-centered. So it makes me feel good to be in rooms with other people where God is in the middle. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, like I'm so elated. My heart is so full right now, y'all. It's so full. That's really all I could say. My heart is so full right now. But hey, TikTok, I'm about to get off of here real quick. I'm staying on YouTube, but I'm about to get on Facebook real quick because the TikTok lives erase, but the Facebook ones don't. So y'all can get on my Facebook or my YouTube live, but I'm about to end this live because I got a few more things to say. Okay, now let me go live on Facebook. I'm still here, YouTube. I just like to talk to all my audience, so sometimes I have to go on my other platforms. And I should just get all my devices out and just go live on all my devices, but I'm not even about to do all that. Okay. I have no idea why Facebook doesn't let me cross-post anymore, but, you know. Okay, I am back. Y'all, I'm live on YouTube right now, and now I'm live on Facebook. So, what I basically just said to YouTube, hold on, let me read. Clean and clear, good choice. I don't know what you mean by that. But okay, I don't want to get off track. So I got on here to speak about this event that I just went to called She's Standing on Business. So my sister in Christ, Spencer, she go by Spinny. She had an event where she had multiple different speakers. I didn't even count. I know there was at least 5 women who spoke, probably more than that. But she had multiple different speakers, and they were all, first of all, they were all God-fearing women. And I say that first because that's very important. Hey, Raquel. That's very important to me because I don't let everybody speak into my life. I don't listen to what everybody has to say. You let people talk, yeah, but I don't let what everybody says penetrate my heart. But every woman who spoke was God-fearing, and that alone had me paying attention. So there were some pretty young women like 24, 25 speaking. Then there were women who were much older than that, but they were all speaking about what God has done in their life. They were all business owners. It was called Standing on Business. So everybody there was a business owner. Everybody in the crowd and everybody who spoke were business owners. And there was a lady who owns a salon, but she started out just selling bundles out of her trunk. There's a lady who is an author and like a whole bunch of other accolades that she has as well. There was a lady there who's young. She's like 21 or something like that. And she has her own business too. There was a 17-year-old who has her own business, like all different ages, all different businesses. But conclusively, they all spoke about how God was the reason why they got where they're at. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of them were saying, like, COVID really attacked my business or COVID really had me down. But God. And that really spoke to me because I've always been a go-getter. I've always worked for other people's companies, but then I've also always had my LLC on the side. And I've always taken care of business and then used my job to fund my bills and to fund my lifestyle. But then my business was just something that extra that I was doing, right? But right now I'm in a season where God has me solely focusing on my book and my business. So that just kind of makes it a little harder because I don't have the job for that, that liquidation of the whole, like, the extra income to spread around because I don't do that anymore. Now I'm solely just 100% in with my business. And, when you're a business owner, you have slow days, you have slow weeks, slow months sometimes, but then you also have the surplus months and the surplus weeks. So it's just kind of up and down all the time. And so listening to all these women who started out with just a vision, nothing else but a vision, not knowing how the vision was going to happen, not knowing how it was going to be funded, but women from different ages, different tax brackets, different walks of life, different things going on in their life. God is the reason why all of their businesses started to flourish. And I was just like, oh my goodness. One of the ladies talked about how she told everybody that she was just going to work for the board. I forget what board she was talking about. I think the school board. She just wanted to work for the school board, but God funded her to be able to start her own business with helping preschool kids. And like now she has, I think she said like 60 students or something like that. And so I'm like, wow, like when you really listen to what God has to say, his plans are much bigger than yours. You can do your plans and still do multiple other things too because you're doing it God's way. And that's just amazing to me. What does it say? Are you on every stream or what? What do you mean by that? What's up, baby? Hold on, y'all, 1 second. I'm gonna go deal with something. You said she kicked you in your tummy? Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Well, Amina, it's bedtime and you need to be polite to your sister. I don't care. She's 3. You don't kick no 3-year-old in the stomach, Willow. Y'all keep y'all feet to yourself. Lay down. Lay down. Well, then, Rihanna, you get on your bed. Get up there. Get on your bed. Come on and get up there, Rihanna. That way it's just y'all two on that bed so everybody can stop fighting. Take your pillow and take your cover. Go to your bed. Okay? Okay, get your pillow, buddy. My kids is in here fighting. What you need, buddy? Okay, get it. I can't see. Turn the light on, buddy. Sorry, y'all. So, quick story. My 5-year-old had threw up on her covers last night, so I had to wash her covers, and her covers are clean now. But anyways, all the kids laid on the same bed last night because I was washing the covers from the bed on the top. So now they were all laying on the bed again. They don't have to. So they were in there fighting because it was 4 of them on one bed that was fighting. So I split them up. They're good. But anyways, what I was saying about this event was that it was very impactful, very empowering, very powerful, because I could just see God in everything that they were saying. When you're going through certain seasons of your life and you don't see God in it, it seems heavy. It consumes you. It's stressful. It's a lot. You get irritated all the time because you don't see God in it. So when you're able to realize that God is the one that's spearheading everything that you do, you're more comfortable while you go through it. Yeah, you're still going through a storm, but you're not as stressed out. You're not worrying because you know that God is the one who is spearheading everything. And if you trust that He is going to get you to where He said He was going to get you, then why would you be stressed out? So, like with me, I'm a very practical person. So I still speak about things that I'm going through. I still speak about my journey, but I'm not stressed about it. There's not one day where I'm like, my life is hell. My life sucks. I hate my life. I don't feel like that. There was once a point in time where I felt like that about my life, but that's before I knew who I was and whose I was. Now that I know who I am and whose I am, I don't hate my life. I still have things that I could very much be curling up in a ball about, be stressed out about, be like, oh my goodness about, but I'm not like that. I talk about it, I pray about it, but I allow God to figure it out, but I also do the work. You can't just have faith and be like, oh Lord, please give me a big house and then never go to work. Like you can't pray for God to get you out of sticky situations, but never actually do anything. And so that's something that they talked about at this event tonight. All the women who were talking about their successful businesses, they're like, yeah, I prayed and prayed and prayed, but I got up and did the work. I didn't just sit around and just wait for a miracle to happen, because you're a part of the miracle. You pray for things to happen and God will give you everything in your path, but you got to pick those things up. You can't have every single thing that you need to get where you're going, but you never pick it up. Like, let's say you want to build a house and God gives you somebody who has the lumber. You're getting the lumber for free. You get the plot. You get everything that you need, but you never actually built the house. You have all of the tools. You have all the nails. You have the workers. You have everything, but you never actually do anything. It never gets done. So when it comes to standing on business, it's not just about knowing what you're supposed to be doing. It's about actually being willing to do it. Actually being willing to get out there, stand up, and walk by faith, not by sight. Because if you walk in by sight and you look at your bank account, you're like, Lord, I can't do this. But if God told you to do it, you still gonna go out there. You still gonna pass out business cards. You're still gonna go to networking events. You're still gonna speak about your business online. You're still going to do it. Whether or not it looks like to other people that you can physically do it, you still have the faith that you can do it. And that's what standing on business is about. And I really enjoyed everything about this conference tonight. And I love going to events like this. I'm going to continue to submerge myself in atmospheres like this. But I ran into some amazing business women that asked for the QR code to my book, that asked for my social media, that asked for my phone number, that want to keep in touch with me. And that just made me feel good, because I know that everything that comes out of my mouth is what God wants to come out of my mouth. I'm not speaking out of flesh. I'm not speaking out of pride. I'm not speaking out of insecurities. When I talk to people, when I am at networking events, when I am just anywhere, I'm speaking whatever God tells me to say to that person. And I just love seeing the fruit from the things that I say and the things that I do, because I know that it's God and it's not me. I love when I can see that God is doing something in my life, because whenever your cup overflows, it overflows to other people. So even if you don't got it physically, if you have it spiritually and you share it with people, you might just share it with somebody that does have it physically, and then they can share with you. You never know what type of connections you can make if you just open your mouth and believe and have faith, but you got to actually do the work too. So that was just so amazing to me. And my cup is so full. Like, that's really all I could say. My cup is so full right now. God wants you to pay your credit card when you get to heaven. I'm not about to answer that. Can you microwave an egg for $15? Okay, I'm not answering that either. So if you guys have something valuable to say, we can talk. But I do realize that it's kind of late, so people are on here talking stupid. I'm not answering that. But if you got something important to say, if you got something that aligns with what I'm speaking about to say, then we can talk. But all that, I ain't doing all that. Hey, Sister Antoinette. Um, Another thing that I really wanted to say is just give yourself grace, because as we walk through life, it's so easy to be hard on ourselves. It's so easy to be mad at ourselves. I should be further than this. I should have known better. I shouldn't have blah, blah, blah. Yes.
There's no air.
What do you mean there's no air, Willow?
It's not cold in our room.
Willow, the AC is on. Go lay down. Anyways, she be doing too much. But anyways, where was I at? I don't even remember. My kids be irritating me sometimes, but it's all good. I don't know where I was at. But when you know what God is doing in your life, you have to make sure that you pay attention to where your heart posture is. Because if your heart posture is off, it's very easy for you to be sowing bad seeds and not even realize that's what you're doing. It's very easy for you to be causing people to view God in a negative way, causing people to view your journey in a negative way based off of the way that you communicate. So, one of the main things that I work on when I'm dealing with people, especially worldly people who haven't surrendered to God yet, is the way that I deliver messages. Because just because I am in a spiritual place where I can handle wrath and I can handle pushback and I can handle disrespect and I can handle all that, somebody else might not be in that place. And if I talk to them the way that they talk to me, that could make them view God like God's not holy. That could make them view God like God doesn't love them. So when you're a soldier for Christ, you have to stand in that no matter where you're at. So if I'm on social media and somebody disrespects me on social media, I'm not going to call them out of their name back. You see, I'm ignoring these trolls on YouTube right now. I'm not going to call them out of their name back. I'm not going to disrespect their physique back. I'm not going to come for them because the old me would have been and talked about your mama and everything, but I don't do all that no more. I'm not going to make somebody feel low just because they're trying to make me feel low, because I know who I am and whose I am. So what you say to me don't make me feel low. So why would I then go and try to make you feel low because you thought you ate, but you didn't even hurt my feelings? Why would I go and hurt your feelings? Like, I'm better than that. So I pay very close attention to the way that I react to people, the way that I talk to people in person and on social media. So whenever I do have interactions with people, I always feel Holy Spirit guiding my tongue. I wait until God gives me the words to say. I'll have a lot to say to people, but I'll wait until God gives me the words to say, because the worst thing you can do is be led by the Spirit of God, but then use your own words. If God told you to speak to somebody, but you're operating out of fear or out of selfishness or out of pride when you talk to them, they're not getting the message that God wanted them to get. So I move myself out of the way whenever I speak to people, especially if somebody that God told me to talk to. And that's not easy to do, especially when you're very good at speaking and you're just like a natural speaker. It's very easy to just say whatever to people. But people are fragile. Whether they act like they're fragile or not, people are fragile. So when you're dealing with people in general, you have to remember that no matter what their exterior looks like, their spirit is fragile, and you gotta pay attention to the way that you treat people. And oh, I really I love people. I love love. I love sharing my experiences. I love seeing people grow. I love growing. I love everything about I love everything about this life. And even though it comes with obstacles, it also comes with a lot of rewards. And some of our rewards will never happen on this side of heaven. Some of our rewards will not happen until we actually reach heaven. But we got to operate like we already got it. Because if you operate like you're in lack, if you operate like you're hurt, if you operate in any sort of dysfunction, God's not going to bless that. He's not going to bless it. That's why you can see a homeless man who is more happy than a millionaire. Not all the time, but sometimes. And the reason why is because he's had time to sit there without anything, no money, no resources. He's had time to sit there with God and get a close connection with God, and he knows who he is. So whether he has $0 or $5 million, he's still going to know who he is. But it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven. I think the way that the Bible says it is that, like, it's easier for an animal to walk through the head of a needle or something like that than it is for a rich man to go to heaven. I don't remember the exact analogy that he used, but the reason why he said that was because rich men, rich people feel like they have everything. So like if you already got the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, the woman, the man, you already got all of the accolades. You already got everybody looking at you. You got, when you walk in a room, everybody bow down to you. Why would you feel like you need God? If you already have things on earth, you don't feel like you need God. So it's a lot harder for you to open up your eyes and see where you could adjust your heart posture and where you can adjust your lifestyle and where you can adjust you to get you out of the way for God to show up in an even mightier way in your life. It's not always financial. So when somebody already has everything financially, and they already have all the popularity, they don't see where they need God in their life. So that's why God says that it's harder for a rich man to get to heaven than it is for a poor man. He's not saying he wants everyone to be poor. That would be foolish. How can you help others if you're poor? He's not saying that. What he's saying is, if you worship your money, it's very hard for him to move in your life because he's not going to force himself on you. He could very well force you to do everything, but he's not going to. What's wrong, Millie? You want a hug? Come get a hug, Millie. But yeah, so I just got back from this event, so my kids are tripping because they want me. So I'm about to get them to bed. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Go blow your nose. Go blow your nose. Blow your nose. Okay, yeah, so I'm about to get them to bed. We're not feeling too good, huh? Not feeling too good, so. Good night, Mama. Go lay down. All right. Blow your nose, buddy. Okay, so y'all have a blessed night. Like, this event that I went to was very good, and I'm going to continue to spread the gospel. I learned so much from so many different people today, but also it was a lot of confirmation. A lot of the things that were said were things that I already know, but it was a lot of confirmation that A, I'm moving in the right direction, B, I'm steadfast, and C, that I need to continue doing what I'm doing and turn it up a notch. So yeah, I just pray that this message hit somebody, it touched somebody, and if you're looking to be set free from bondage of domestic violence, of the victim mindset, or of anything like that, there's a link in my bio to my book called Faith, Family, Freedom, the RosieXperience, and it's on the Barnes & Noble website. You could type in my name, Rosemary Simpson, or you could type in Faith, Family, Freedom, the RosieXperience, or you could just click the link. Those are the 3 ways that you can get to my book. But stop, son. But y'all have a blessed evening, and thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you.